As Nobelist Niels Bohr noted, we depend on our words. That's how we communicate. But words can play tricks on us. Daily life can be an intellectual minefield full of awkward word-related moments. Your boss makes a joke about Schrodinger's cat, which is something you've heard of, but you're a little vague about what exactly happened or didn't happen with that cat. And what was the point of the whole cat thing anyway? Or you're reading a New Yorker article that explains Solecism slipped into solipsism into full-blown narcissistic projection. An excellent point, if you're sure what Solecism means, or for that matter, solipsism. There's so many things to know nowadays to keep up in conversations, so many arcane and not so arcane words that many smart people either don't know at all but have heard about, or almost know, or think they know, but would be hard-pressed to explain if put on the spot and asked to do so. That's why it's easy to get a little nervous, a little panicky, and a little self-conscious. And that's why we wrote this book, to help people deal with this very common problem.
In an interview with Esquire, writer Gore Vidal snidely commented about his fellow writer Norman Mailer. For a writer, memory is everything, but then you have to test it. How good is it really? Whether it's wrong or not, I'm beyond caring. It is what it is. As Norman Mailer would say, it's existential. He went to his grave without knowing what that word meant. Maybe Vidal is exaggerating, but one thing is certain. A lot of us use words that we're not completely sure about, and hope, that we got it right. Seth Stevenson in Slate wrote about the words that erudite people kinda sorta know, but kinda sorta don't, dubbing these words one's bubble vocabulary. These are the words that, if you were asked directly, what does this mean, would make you hem and haw and try to change the subject, like syllogism, or solipsism, or trope, or yes, existentialism.
Awkward Moments gives readers a brief rundown on words smart people should know, from the worlds of science and the arts to philosophy, and from broader topics like quantum physics and ontology to smaller, more specific ones like Schrodinger's cat. It covers the Latin phrases we hear and read, prima facie, sui generis, and the like, as well as those that have entered our vocabularies from other languages, Weltschmerz, ennui, wabi-sabi. It's a diverse collection, but they all have that slippery, I think I know that, but thing in common. We culled these words from a variety of sources, including different dictionaries' most often looked up lists of the most commonly misunderstood words and concepts, as well as stories and lists compiled by newspapers like the Washington Post and the New York Times. Some were chosen because readers complained about them. "I don't think I should need a dictionary to read your paper," one irritated reader wrote to the Post. Other irritated readers told him to suck it up, Buttercup, in the comments because they didn't want the paper dumbed down. Others were chosen because they frequently appear in articles and conversation, correctly and incorrectly, and still others because we had always wondered about them ourselves.
And at the end of collecting and culling and talking to people and asking what they considered part of their bubble vocabularies, we wound up with 100 words that smart people should know or think they know, but often secretly don't. The ones that you might slip into conversation, then wonder if you've actually used them correctly.